Alright guys, we are back at the reloading bench. We're going to do a quick little reloading session. I didn't tape the whole thing just because, you know, when it comes down to, if I'm going to do back-to-back powder tests, then there's really no sense in, you know, taping every single powder test I do. I'll probably tape the first one, first of powder test, first of, you know, pressure tests, first of seating tests, you know, all that stuff. But, you know, I usually do multiples, so probably from here on out, I'm just not going to tape, at least I'm not going to tape the whole thing of, you know, every single one. So yeah, doing a second powder test. We're going to kick it up above max charge in the book. And remember guys, the reason why I'm doing that, didn't see pressure signs. Never recommend just randomly going above max. Every barrel is different, every action's different, you know, it's just all different. So on this one, the first load's going to be 39.0, which is a redo of one of the ones from the last powder test. The reason why I'm redoing it is because it was a good SD, a good ES, and I don't really want to go much higher than where I'm at ending. So we're ending at 40.5 grains, which is almost a whole grain above max powder charge in the book. And I haven't seen pressure signs yet, but like I've said to you guys many times, just because you're not seeing pressure signs doesn't mean you're not above Sammy's pressure, max pressure, which is around like 62,000. It's, you know, the way it works, the way I've seen it work is, you got a good barrel, your headspace is set real good, you know, you got a good barrel, good headspace, good action, then usually you don't start seeing pressure signs. And I guess it all depends on the caliber, you know, your brass, all of that. I think brass plays probably the biggest factor, maybe that and headspace, but either way, I like I said with the 6.5 Creedmoor, I still can't get pressure signs to show up because no, I really don't know why. I kicked it up above max quite a ways and never found pressure signs. So either way, so I'm going to end there. So first charge is a redo because it's our best SD, which is a 6.1 SD, a 17.6 ES. So a great SD, a okay ES, and wasn't our best group, but wasn't bad. We only had one group above 1 inch in the last one. So the 39.0 ended up being a .640, which was not far from our smallest group, but still a good one to redo just because of the SD and ESs. So then we're going to kick it up to 39.6, and from there on we're doing 3/10. 39.6, 39.9, 40.2, and 40.5. So we are above max from 39.9 on, because max was 39.8. Yes, 39.8. So I am going to get some primers in these, and then we're ready for powder and bullet. Powder and bullets. So yeah, let's get this going. We are ready for primers. We're going to stick with everything, obviously. Middle of reloading, no sense in changing stuff up. Which is I don't know if I showed you guys last time. That's what we're using for primers. This time around, they're not magnums, they're just gold medal match primers. And yeah, let's get this going here. So we're going to use RCBS Universal primer, our priming system. Go ahead and make sure our primer gets knocked down into the center here. You put your case right in there. Give it a little spin. And rub your finger over the top and make sure you're flush or below. So yeah, all our cases are ready to go. We have bumped them 3 thou, needed trim. Every single one this time was above trim, max trim, which for this cartridge is 920, 1.920, and they were all above pretty much 1.925 and up, I think. Well, no, 925 was the highest. And yeah, let's get these primers in and we'll be ready to go. I got the scale all warming up. Throw your case in, give it a little spin. Make sure your face don't go around here or anything. Alright, I'll show you guys one more. Give it a little spin. There's 2 little jaws there, you just clip it in. You spin it just to make sure it's centered. And then give it a squeeze. And that's it, guys. Pull it out, rub your finger over the back, make sure you are flush or below, which, like I've said to you guys, this seats it below, which is fine. Priming on the press seats it flush, which is fine. Alright guys, I'm going to get the rest of these done, and we'll move on to throwing some powder. Alright guys, so we got primers in all these now, ready to go. Let's get some powder going here. Let's calibrate. Alright, so let's get this calibrated here. Take that off, take the little rubber condom off. Zero it out. Hit calibrate again. So with this one you gotta hit it twice. Put the first 50 on, it calls for 50. Once you hit cal once, and then again, it says C50, wait for stable, or put the 50 on, wait for stable, hit cal again. Says it wants 100, put the other 50 on, wait for stable, calibrate again, and we are good to go. Take both off. Automatically changes to grain from grams to grain, which is great. I know I've messed up a few times back in, like on the Frankfurt Arsenal, that thing did not change automatically, so you'd start throwing powder and it'd be in grams, not grain. Alright, so let's get the powder pan back on, zero it back out. Our first charge is 39.0. Oh, I didn't tell you too. So our 3 foulers this time, we just went with 38.1 grains, which was where we started off on the last powder test. Just try and go as low as I can. If we're just using them as fouling rounds, honestly I should have went with 36 point something grains, because you're just using it as a warming rounds, really, either fouling or warming rounds. If it's clean barrel, then it's fouling rounds. If it's not a clean barrel, then you're just, you know, trying to not get any cold bore shifts. Alright, so yes, 39.0 grains is not fouling rounds. It is the first charge. Let's pour it, or throw it. Make sure nothing fell in these. Nothing did. Make sure I got all the grains out of the ones I... Okay. We're good. So, 39, perfect. Dump our first charge. Put that back. Throw that over. There we go. Oh, shit. Can't seat without the seating die, huh? Yeah. Alright, let's get our seating die in. That should be set. I'm going to back it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 thou. Because the last ones I see, it was this bullet at 20 thousandths off the land, so that should be perfect. Alright, so that one's over. It's the first time I've gotten 2 overs close together like that. This thing doesn't throw over very often. Boy, it's racing. It's warmed up, but it's racing to that 39. It's getting there a lot quicker than normal usually. Alright, it's stable at 39. Let's dump it. Get our first bullet seated. Nice, perfect press stroke all the way through. Not a lot of pressure to seat the bullet. Oh, helps if I turn on the calipers, helps if I zero them out. All that good stuff. So, for 20 thousandths off the lands with this bullet, we are looking at 2.067. 67? Yes, 67. Okay. We are 2.071, so I was pretty much right on. 71, 70. 69, 68, 67. So I was right on, but I always like to back it off either way. Alright, 39 stable. Let's throw this charge. Make sure you move the powder funnel over every time. But even if, I recommend, I'm going to dump some of these out. Alright, hit go. I recommend looking in no matter what on every single one. Get a sheet in this bullet. Double check it's the correct depth or length, whatever you want to call it. 2.066. I'd rather go a hair long, so I'm going to back off 1. Alright. There's our first one. Stable at 39 grains. Well, that's what we're looking for. Move the powder funnel. Put this thing back on. Stable. Hit go. Make sure there's powder in your case. Put your bullet on. Check. 2.067. That's what we're looking for. Alright. Shake it one more time just to triple check you got powder. That's 39 stable at 39, so dump my last powder charge. Move it up to the next row. And we have to set our next weight, 39.6. Okay. Check for powder. Put a bullet on top. That one's going to be over, I can tell. I heard it trickle. No, it's not. Wow. I thought I heard it trickle a little bit too many grains there. 2.0675. That's what we're looking for. Alright, I'll show you guys one more. Let's dump this charge. 39.6 is what we're looking for. And that's what I got. I just tapped the spout on the way out of there, so I don't know if any kernels dumped into the pan when I did that, because they sit right on the edge of there. So if you tap, yeah, see? Yeah, so I'm glad I dumped that. It was a perfect charge, but I tapped the trickler spout on the way out, and I don't know if anything fell out. So, alright, let's do another one. Check for powder, put the bullet on top, feel the ram all the way up, make sure you're not getting variation in seating pressure. And if you are, double check. Make sure you ran your mandrel through. Make sure you didn't skip a sizing. Make sure, you know, just make sure. And if it is tougher, go ahead and run it through your mandrel again. Maybe a couple times. 2.067 is what we're looking for. So we're right on the seating, so we don't have to measure them anymore. I measure I might measure on the back row just to make sure we haven't bumped anything. But for right now, we're good to go through most of them. Alright, so 39.6 stable. 39.6 is what we want. Check your book. Alright. Move your powder funnel. Put it back on, wait for stable, hit go, grab a case, check for powder, put a bullet on top, and shake for a triple check for powder. And that's it, guys. I mean, really, I have a hard time keeping up to this, especially when I have to, you know, when I'm measuring each one. I am slower than that. Once I know the seating die is set and I don't have to measure for a little while, I always measure towards the end. I measure the first 5, measure the last 5, and that's usually how I do it. So that one's over, 39.7. So but yeah, if I'm not measuring, I can keep up pretty good. But if while I'm measuring the first 5 and the last 5, yeah, I can't keep up to that. So it throws quick. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the rest of these done. Hopefully tomorrow's a nice day. I haven't checked the weather, but hopefully tomorrow's a nice day. I don't expect any more 70-degree days, but don't matter as long as it's sunny and. You know, it's gonna be cold, but whatever. I broke out the jackets. As long as it's sunny, we're gonna go do some shooting, and hopefully we get some, you know, small groups up in this higher charge weight. We should be above 3,000 feet per second all the way through on this next powder test. Yeah, and hopefully we get some small groups. If this don't work, I'm just going to pick probably the smallest group out of, well, I'm going to pick the smallest group out of these 2 powder tests. I don't think I'm going to go lower. I mean, I could do a 3rd powder test in the lower range. I'm not going to go higher. This will be it. I'm above max by almost a grain, so no sense in going higher. And yeah, I'll pick the smallest group and we'll go from there. We'll do a seating depth test. And we'll go from there. Alright, guys, I'm gonna get these done, and we'll see you out on the range. I appreciate if you guys hit the like button. That helps me out. Like I say, you know, at the end of all of them, subscribing if you like this kind of stuff, reloading, new guns, New barrel is on order. You guys, looks like you guys want a 6 Creedmoor like I do, so that's coming up. Or not coming up, that'll be probably the end of winter, next summer, sometime, probably the end of spring, beginning of summer. But barrels on order. Got a little bit of a wait for that, but should be good to go. And yeah, if you guys like this kind of stuff, subscribing helps me as well. Either way, guys, I appreciate everything. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.